at all these helicopters. Got bells. H60 black. Oh, there's a wreck. Helicopter wreck. You can have that. You can have that as a, I guess, a decorative piece. Oh, kid's bed. Get that kid's bed and get the wreck, and then script them both to fly. That would be funny as hell. See that on the runways, on the flight lines of Second Life. Flight assistant. Oh, flight assist scripts. Helipad. A Chinook. Oh, two Chinooks. Full perm Chinook. No picture of it though. Pilot helmet, full perm, $5,000. $5,000 for a pilot's helmet? Are you crazy? See, oil gauge is good. Navigational systems seem up. Map does not appear to match where I'm at in the world, but throttle lock, fire age. Screw it. We're just gonna go for it. Alright, to begin this video, I'm going to take you on a little flight above some of the sims in SL. We're at Molesworth. I seem to have just a single fixed camera. So here we go. My draw distance is crap. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. I'll just bring it out to about 768. That's a good number. Here we go. This is the quietest helicopter ride you've ever not heard. And we crashed. Fuck. Alright, helicopter's not working. We can just take the hoverboard instead. Still got a fixed camera position, but still need some sound. It's too quiet. I'm afraid to go any higher and crashing with this thing. I've got the draw distance set back down to 64, so it's pretty low. Just cruise around trying not to hit the guardrails. Woohoo! Let's branch off and go over here. How's this for flying? I wish there was a mouse look button, because that would look really, really awesome to see this mouse look. And we skip ahead. Another vehicle, one that has the unlocking scripts, so your friend, you can unlock it and your friends can drive it. And if you notice right now, we're not in the usual spot in Bay City. We're actually in another area. We're in the another area on another continent in the mainlands, because earlier today I was unboxing a mesh Apache helicopter and some stuff, and there's some people that were coming by and just kind of messing with my stuff, trying to take off with it, trying to fly it, and just sitting on it. So now it's Saturday night, so the freaks are out, so I figured, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go to another spot to shoot this video so we don't have any interruptions from any trolls, but I blocked and muted them, so no worries there. But just so they're not screwing around and messing with the video. as you try and follow along. So for the first part, for the first part of this video, I'm gonna have links in the description below where you can go and pick up these two items. Let me just go to my store real quick and show, not sports car. Did the sports car last video. You're going to pick up this item here, and as you can see, it's for free. It's the Unlockable car scripts and sounds. It's the kit for that, and that's for free on the marketplace. And that's link's going to be down in the description below. And as well, I'm going to have you want to pick up this kit as well. This is the accessories kit for cars. This has the lights and the scripts for the wheels and this and that. And that's another freebie item. And today we're going to be building the unlockable car kit in Second Life. And let me go over here. For all intents and purposes, I can, let me see, where am I at? I can pull out the, there's no real difference script-wise, there's no difference build-wise in the last car we made, the little green car with that ended up putting the skull on at the end. Build-wise, there's no difference between that and this car, but we want to progress, so we're going to get a little more detailed in building this car. Oh, excuse me. So we got to progress because we got to build other cars, and we're going to be building things like split window Corvette Stingrays and 55 Chevys, and we can't do that if we stay on the same type of simple, like toy-like cars that we're making. We got to progress. So first off, we're in an area that we can res at. You may be at a sandbox, so we're going to go ahead and begin by clicking the ground, selecting create, selecting the default prim, resing that prim on the ground, and now we're going to take note of what in our mini map here, which you can bring up by clicking down here, mini map. We're going to bring up the mini map, and we're going to take note of what direction is east. Remember, when you drop a vehicle script into a prim and you go to sit on that, it's going to make your avatar face the east. So we want to build with the front end to the east already. We could spin it, we can rotate it around later if we have it pointing another direction, but it's just easier to build it right off the bat going east. And let's see, first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch it out. And as a matter of fact, to get everything sitting just right, this first prim I'm actually going to flatten. And as you can see, I'm on uneven ground. So I'm going to go ahead and just build a little platform at first. Just so we can make sure that our wheels and everything is, well, our wheels will be even, but just make sure that our vehicle's height is not, we're not riding too high up off the ground. Res another cube, and we're going to go ahead and stretch this. When you res these cubes, the bottom of them are already touching the ground or touching whatever floor you have. So we're going to go ahead and raise it up by about that much. I'm just going to guess it off of my avatar, and I got the belches, but I'm not going to be belching in the mic because that's just fugly to do. We're going to make this one a little wider, and we're going to be doing some different little tricks on this vehicle to make a little bit more detailed vehicle than the one we last made. Let's see, your car door comes about up to your hip or a little more. I don't care about there is good. flatten it down a little bit. Okay, now we got a rectangle. So let's see. You know what we're gonna do instead? We're gonna go and pull this in to make a little. There we go. Let's make a box about rectangle about like that. Go to your Objects tab and under Hollow, go ahead and click that and hollow it out to. We'll say is 95 too much? We'll say 95. Then what you're gonna do is go to Move, hold down Shift. See, I'm gonna cam around here. Hold down Shift and highlight the blue arrow, and just drag it down while holding Shift. Release all of them. Release the mouse, release the Shift once you do that. Then go to your keyboard and press Control and just tap Z. That's going to bring that second box right back up in the same spot as the first box. And now we're going to go ahead and go to Hollow and unhollow that second box. Go to Stretch and stretch it down a little bit, and go to Stretch both sides. And grabbing one of these, any of these white squares right here, we're going to grab one of those with the left click of the mouse and just barely move inward. And that's going to move this inside box from the outside box's side so they're not clashing. Because if they overlap, they end up doing this weird texture dance thing. There we go. Alright, now what we're going to do next is going to highlight this box here by left clicking on it. We're going to hold down Shift and we're going to copy drag on the red axis. Red axis, what's that? That's a east and west axis. I'm going to click rotate, highlight the green arrow, snap to grid, and just make it face the east. We're going to go to Stretch, stretch both sides, and we're going to highlight the red square and move downward about there. Uncheck that, and still on Stretch, highlight the blue square and pull back. We're going to stretch both sides once again to highlight the red and just to kind of fine tune. There we go. And you can always move in too, because that sometimes helps when you're trying to stretch prims or trying to match them. There we go. And we're going to go to the hollow and we're going to unhollow that. And we're going to go to taper. Right down here, taper X and taper Y. We're going to taper X down about that much. About that much is good. I'll roll out, and I'm going to take the blue and just pull that out just a little bit. Oh, we're still on stretch both sides. No problem. I'll hit Control Z, and that shrinks it back to where it was. It's like the undo button on for Microsoft Paint. Uncheck both sides, and I just want to pull on this end out a little bit, like so. Now then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and move my mic up here so I'm not craning my neck too bad. There we go. Okay. We're going to shift drag again. Shift, left mouse button, let off the shift button and roll that back. I'm going to keep highlighted on that, and now we're going to take on the green circle, snap to grid, and pull that back west so that's facing the rear, and that's going to be the rear end of our car. I cam around here, pull this back right about here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and shrink in this box. Highlight the red and just barely make it touch. I'm going to highlight the floor. We're going to cam up, highlight the floor, press Alt and left click, holding down both while you're moving your mouse around to cam in on release. Grab the red square and just move it right about there, just to where you can't, just to where it's tucked in that other hollowed prim. Alright, this is our car body, and we're going to go ahead and click move, left click on the front, left click on the rear, left click in the middle, and left click on the floor. I'm sorry, we're not gonna, I'm gonna not click the front at first. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and cam and shift drag that up, and we're gonna move that out of the way. Now we're gonna select the front, select the back, select the middle, and select the floor. Press link, and that links those 4 objects up into one object. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab that piece we shifted off to the side and bring it back. I'm going to click rotate, get on the green circle, and snap to grid straight up. And using the highlight move and click move and highlight the blue arrow going up, stretch both sides, stretch again, and on the green dots just barely I'm going to cam around. I want it to just barely be on that line down here, or on the edge of that prim. Okay, and I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to shrink down. This is going to be our roof and our windows. Okay, we're going to cam above. Let's see where our path cuts coming from. It's coming from the other side. So go ahead and path cut to right about the center. There we go. And click rotate, and on the blue axis we're going to go ahead and snap to grid and rotate it just back 180 degrees and stretch. Pull this forward, pull this one backwards. Edit link prims. Click on this rear end, and we're going to pull it in just a little bit to, there we go. So we've got some little differentiation on front and rear. This is the front right here. Highlight this prim that we did the path cut on, and watch the headroom open up as we click hollow and expand it out all the way to 95. Okay. The roof's a little goofy-ish looking, kind of cartoonish. We're going to go and grab the blue box and bring it down to a little more reasonable. There we go. And if your car seems a little too small for your avatar, don't worry, because in the end you can always expand it. You can always grab one of these white squares and just expand it overall. Alright, now on the other side of the taper, we're going to taper once and twice. There we go. That's looking more like a car. Okay, let's see. Go ahead and hit shift and click the rest of the car to link it up, or hit, you see, highlight the windshield with the left mouse button, click, hold down shift and click the rest of the car and hit link to link all those up. And doing 5. Now typically before an SL, before the Viewer 3, I'm not sure what year that came out, but before Viewer 3 you were limited to just 31 prims. That's all you could make any kind of vehicle with. Car, an airplane, a boat. That was your limit, was 31 prims. After viewer 3, they came out with a convex hull glitch, which is right over here in features. You see it says none, prim, and convex hull. And there's a glitch where you type in general, you name certain objects solid, and use that glitch, and it decounts the prims, and even if they're above 31, you can still drive the car fine. I mean, that was like a milestone in the vehicle building for SL, because everybody was always wondering how you can build vehicles past 31 prims. And before, the way they used to do it was they would have just the floor of the vehicle out with the wheels, and you would sit on that, and then you would basically wear the higher prim detailed body like you'd wear a watch, or like I'm wearing my hair or my ears. But you had to have the driving pose in the part that you res out and sit on, so you would be still, because if you didn't have that pose, your avatar would be twisting around, looking around, and it would just look ridiculous if you're driving down the car body's like whipping around with you, with your torso. But today I'm going to try and keep this car under 31 prims, just to show just a standard automobile, and then on the next video we'll get more into detail, and we'll make one with over 31 prims, and I'll show the glitch. I'll show that glitch off how to do. So for right now, we are going to go ahead. Where's the square prim on top? I res a cube. Squares are in 2D. This is 3D. We got cubes, not squares. And we're going to move this to the corner of the top of this window. Set. Right about there is good. Right towards kind of overlapping just a little bit. Gonna raise it up just a little. 90% of building on Second Life is all hands-on. It's like there's classes on building and different things they can teach you, but ultimately getting out of the class and just getting hands-on with the prims are like the best way to build. Really, that's the best way to build, is just get hands-on with the prims and start whipping them around. There we go. So we got a roof in place. We're going to click move. We're going to highlight this roof, and like before, we're going to hold down shift, click the rest of the vehicle, let off shift, and hit link. Oh, and look what's next door. This is one of the old one of the original September 2003 home in a boxes they would have for people barely coming into Second Life. They don't have any of the doors installed yet, but they still have the alignment pins. And it looks like some of the stuff is not in line. It looks like they have to adjust still. Yeah, they gotta adjust some of the parts of it, like the roof is misadjusted, but yes, car's on the small side. We're gonna have to expand this once we get it built. Okay, now for the headlights, we're gonna create some round headlights, but we're not gonna create them with cylinder like we will for the wheels. You can use cylinders, and you can scale them down, and you can rotate them. You can do all this, and then you can shift drag a copy of them to make your other headlight. But we're not going to do that. We're going to get two headlights with one prim instead of using two prims for two headlights. So we're just going to delete that cylinder, and we're going to come down here and we're going to res a Taurus. It's going to be the Taurus headlight, and we're going to use this for the tail light as well. As you can see, this is like a barrel shape with a pre-hollowed center. If you come to objects and you go to hollow it out, you won't be hollowing that middle hole, you'll be hollowing in the inner walls in here. So Taurus rings and what's the other ones? Tubes are really pretty unique prims when you look at the other, how the other ones are altered. We're going to cut this to where we're seeing both the green line. That means we're at 500 on the path cut with 1000 on the E side. So this is a Taurus that's perfectly cut in half, as you can see. We're going to stretch this. We're going to stretch this like so, and then we're going to pull it out. We're going to pull it out right about right there. And we're going to pull this other side out to right about there. And these are some funny looking headlights. We need these more round and not so oval shaped, so we're going to go to whole size and just start clicking down. There we go. Pull them up. And you can pull this, but this blue bar, you can pull these back a little bit like so. There we go. I'm going to push these in like so. Okay. Pull them up. And it's a little off, so I'm just going to shift it over a little bit. That looks good. Hold down shift, highlight the red axis, pull out with your left mouse button, and click rotate, highlight the green ring, pull out, snap to grid, and flip it backwards. Click move, cam to the back of the car, highlight on the red arrow, and pull the copy back for taillights. Them in right about there is good. And cam back to the front. And with those taillights still highlighted, hold down shift, click on the headlights, and then click the rest of the body while holding down shift, release shift, and press link. There we go. Barely up to 8 prims, and our car is looking like pretty solid, pretty car-like, pretty car-ish. Alrighty, let me see what else. We'll go ahead and there's another cube for the bumper. And here's a neat little trick that'll help. It's using the numbers. What you want to do is click on the car and come here to position, and on the y-axis triple click, triple left click with your mouse, hit copy, then come to this prim that we want right in the middle to make the bumper, and on its position triple click, right click, and select paste that in there, and then click another square or something so it'll move. Now stretch both sides and pull until it just overlaps on the corner like so. Just a little bit more. Uncheck that, pull this down, pull this piece up, move that in, and we've made a front bumper. As you can see, there's a lot more to this car than the last one. The last one was like was kind of like the Jeff Heaton wagon that he made for his Avatar NCOG. Now with that bumper, we're going to go ahead and hold down Shift and select the X-axis, the X-axis, and right-click, hold that and the Shift, and slide, copy, drag, release Shift, and slide it into place. Cam back here, and just move that into place. And if you think the bumpers overhang a little bit too much on the sides, you can hit select. We can select stretch, and on the X-axis, push that back a little bit. And we're going to do that to the front one as well. The bumpers look a little long sideways. There we go. That's good. Now click on the rear bumper, hold down Shift, left click on the rest of the car, hit link. Now for the front bumper, we're going to highlight the front bumper, hold down Shift, and drag up. And I will highlight the bumper, hold down Shift, select the rest of the car, and link. Now this part of the bumper here, we're going to cam around. We're going to hit stretch. We're going to pull the bottom of it down like so, pull the top a little bit down, stretch both sides, and we're going to highlight what axis is that? The Y-axis. And those are moving in mirror image for our grill. That's about good. That's about right. Uncheck stretch both sides, and on the X-axis we're going to pull the back in up like that, and check move, and on the X-axis just barely tuck the grill out, just so it's not inside this the front end prim. Now from that, we're going to go ahead and Shift and copy drag the grill up, because now this piece is going to be our dashboard. Click on the grill, left click on the grill, hold down Shift, left click the rest of the car, and link them together. Camera onto the inside, highlight that soon to be dashboard, pull it in, drop it down, and hit stretch. Stretch both sides, cam into the car so we can see what we're doing. Highlight the Y-axis and pull it until it just touches the sides of our car. Uncheck stretch both sides and pull down on the Z-axis like so. And then on the X-axis, we're going to pull forward just a little bit. There we go. And on the back part of the X-axis, we're going to pull backwards. There we are. Ooh, hitting lag. You see that? I wonder why we're lagging so bad. Firestorm viewer is pretty darn laggy though. It's a pretty energy hungry or energy consuming viewer, I guess. It's a fat bastard and it eats a lot, and your frame rates go down. I don't even know how many frame rate I have. As you can see, I'm a Neko in Second Life that squats in different places, and I run on a X demo camera system. Alley cats are poor, man. Alley cats have no money. Why do you think I'm trying to get my business up? But I love doing these tutorials. These are a lot of fun. Okay, that's our dashboard. Damn, look at that. It's just laggy as hell. It's all jittery. No, no, no. Whew. I hate that. I accidentally right click on it and almost like take it or delete it. Okay, we're going to highlight this. Highlight the seat and let's see. Yeah, we're going to highlight the seat and we're going to hold down shift and we're going to select the rest of the vehicle, link all those together. We're doing good. We got 31 prims to use and we're only on the 12th prim. We might as well go ahead and make the wheels because that's about the last thing we have for the outside of the vehicle is our wheels. Res cylinder, select rotate, get on that red ring, snap that thing to grid going north, cam around and using the x-axis bring the wheel forward, stretch both sides, and on the z-axis push in the wheel, and on the white squares, the all around, we're going to pull it out just a little bit. The wheel size is not the wheel size is up to you how big of the wheels you want. I'm just trying to make something that looks proportionate. That looks okay. That doesn't look too nuts. Okay, cam around and we're going to go ahead and hold down shift and copy drag that wheel. I'm going to tuck that wheel in a little bit more, kind of keeping with how this side looks, and a little incy bit more. Okay, now I got that wheel highlighted. Hold down shift and select the opposite wheel, and don't select the rest of the body right away. Select both those front wheels and hit link, and then go ahead and cam around and shift copy drag those wheels back. I have to reselect them again. My cursor glitched. There we go. Move those into place, into position for the back wheels. Guessing right about there looks good. Now we're gonna shift select the front wheels, shift select the rest of the vehicle, and link it together. Only up to 16 prims. We're about on the halfway mark for prims. And oh, if you look right here, I believe we have a gap. Is that a gap? Oh, that's not a gap. Okay, that's just the top of the prim. I was about to say, sometimes if there's gaps, you can always go into edit link parts, highlight the prim, and then you can pull it down or stretch part of it down if it's writing and there's a gap where you can see between two prims. Okay, outside is done. Now in that kit you got several textures, and I'm going to show you how to put those on. But for right now we're just going to build. We're going to finish building the rest of this vehicle. And I'm trying to decide how to do the seats. There's several ways you can do seats. You can make seats out of the cylinders by flattening the cylinders and making the seats kind of rounded. Or we can do one prim driver and passenger seats where we'll use a path cut cube. Got 16. We got quite a bit more prims to use. I guess we'll go ahead and use the cylinder type seats. Those ones always look cool. So we're gonna go ahead and res the cylinder in the car. Hit rotate. Gonna highlight that red bar, left click, snap to grid, get it going to the side, select stretch, and just squash it down like so. On the green, on the y-axis, squash it right about there. Make sure it's kind of away from this wall here. Let's see, is that good enough size? I guess like about there, kind of wide. Whoops. Yeah, looks about good. And look, if you're like working like inside or some confined area like this, and you're trying to work and there's this big prim in your way, all you got to do is go to Edit Link Prim, select the item, and just slide it up. Uncheck Edit Link Prims and go back to work on what you're working on, like the seat in this case. You just shifted, copy, drag that, and this one you don't really have to snap to grid because we're going to just have it at an angle. So right about there is good. Select move, shift that back on the x-axis, and move it up on the z-axis. So right about there, right about there is good. And then just hit stretch and kind of drag that in down there. There we go. Move. Gonna cam around here. Cam into it. Hold down shift, select the bottom part of the seat, link them together. Then we're gonna go ahead and shift drag on the y-axis. Shift that over to where about, you just eyeball it. That looks good. That looks about good. Go ahead and shift, highlight the other one, and we're going to move it forward on the x-axis a little bit. Click away and click either one of the seats and copy, shift, drag for the back seat. So right about there is good. Back seats are always cramped, so we're going to go to Edit Link Prims and stretch, and we're going to stretch the seat, this seat butt back in, and we're going to, on the z-axis, take that cube and just stretch it all the way over to where it's just about touching the wall. I think it's in the wall. Is it in the wall? Yeah, it is. Okay, right about there. And same for the seat back. Actually, we can go and push that down on the x-axis. Pull it over on the z-axis to a little too far. There we go. And you can either res a square prim and stretch to fit in this gap, or you can just go on the y-axis from this seat and just pull it back to cover that little gap. And you gotta cam over to the other side and pull them z-axes on the other side and get them to close up the gap so you don't see the wheel anymore. Z-axis, and there we go. Alright, there's our seats. So there's my tiger tattoo. Alright, get out of Edit Link Prims, go to Move, Shift and select your other seats after selecting the back seat. There you go, and select the rest of the car and link them together. Now for this prim here, you can pull it down manually, or you can do this cool trick where you hit Edit Link Prims, just highlight that one prim alone and hold down Control and click Z, and it goes right back in the spot that we had it a couple minutes ago. And the linking of the those other prims did not affect its positioning. Okay, we got a few more prims to work with, so we're gonna go ahead and res a cylinder. cursor's going nuts. There we go. Hollow that out to about 90 or so. About 90. 85's good. Select that green ring from the top and snap it to grid. Stretch both sides. On the Z-axis, pull. And on the white overall stretching, just stretch it down to about where it would look good for a tailpipe. Uncheck. Stretch both sides and move up into place. Slide it around until you want it out to the side or whatnot. Just there we go. That's our exhaust. It's actually going to be throwing out smoke. Two kinds. There's going to be idle smoke, and there's going to be a script for actual exhaust that's going to be thrown out when we actually drive it. Hold down Shift, and those scripts are all in the kit that you bought for free. That's in the accessories kit. Now I'm going to move my avatar away from the car a little bit because I'm kind of in the way. There we go. Okay, now let's see. We got 23, 31. We got 7 prims left, so we're gonna go ahead and make a steering wheel, and we're gonna do that by putting out a torus. Go immediately to rotate. Go on the green on the Y rotation axis and snap that to grid flat. Click move. I'm going to hold down Shift, copy, drag, and with that torus, turn that one into a sphere. As you can see, the sphere looks a lot like the torus because it's taken some of the torus's properties. So to fix that, all you do is you go to taper, and no, that's not the right. That's not the right one. Dimple. You go to dimple, and just start clicking down. Okay, that's not right either. Okay, what? I don't know what control it is to restore this. Is it taper? It's taper. You hit taper up until you reach 1,000. There we go. That's what it was. It was taper. I was hitting the wrong things. So taper will restore the sphere back to its original shape. And we're going to path cut it. And out here, we can just take out that 1, 0. So it's zero. It's going to be 0.5. Just to cut that in half quickly and get that green ring, snap to grid, and roll that thing up on rotate. Push that aside. Now for this torus, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shift drag 1, shift drag twice, get 3 copies, 4 including the one we turn into a sphere. Go to stretch both sides, click stretch, and on the x-axis push it in using the Y overall expanders, expand it out. Go to hole size here and start reducing the hole size to about 100. And we're just going to eyeball it, and we're going to use the x-axis to push it in a little bit. There we go. Now what we're going to do, actually, we'll see. Actually, we'll go ahead and shift drag as it is. We're going to rotate it using the green axis again, the Y axis. Snap it to grid straight up. And we're going to path cut this one by 500 as well. 0.500 right here on the B side of the path cut. There we go. We're going to go ahead and cam up. We're going to snap the blue ring, select the blue ring and snap it to grid. Move this back, stretch both sides, select stretch, and this is pretty cool. It's only going to stretch that 1/2 like so. Here we go. Oh, we gotta stretch both sides and push it in just a little bit more. Uncheck, stretch both sides and push in from the blue, from the Z-axis. And now we're going to go to profile cut, and we're going to just start cutting the profile. And we can you can stop when we want this one to be flat. We want this bottom half to be as flat as the top half. And we'll just cut it to 500. There we go. Now at this piece of the torus here, we're going to stretch both sides, and we're going to stretch it down. Move it closer. Stretch it down to right about there. That looks good. Uncheck stretch both sides and bring it out. Take your other torus and on the x-axis pull it one way, pull it the other way. A little bit right about there is good. Stretch both sides and highlight the white. Stretch bar, the stretch square, and shrink it down, right about there. A little bit more. Select whole size and start clicking down to kind of make it a little more cylinder and not so tapered on the ends. Highlight the overall stretching blocks, the white ones, and stretch it down a little bit. And then on the red, stretch it out a little bit. Uncheck those, stretch both sides. Uncheck stretch both sides and click move. Highlight move, and then shift it back on the x-axis right about there. Grab the semi-sphere and pull it back on the x-axis to right about there. Stretch both sides. Go to stretch, cam around, and just stretch it all the way down until it fits right about there. Fits nicely inside that little housing. Select the blue square, push it in, and if you want, you can kind of pull it out just a little bit. There we go. Now with the horn as the center, hold down shift and link it all together. Don't forget your steering wheel spokes, and you can leave your steering wheel as the last item to highlight. Hit link. And there's our steering wheel. And pick it up. Rotate it on the green axis. Give it a good angle. That's about a good angle. Maybe a little bit more down. There we go. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and move it in place. And it's too big, but that's no problem because we're just going to shrink it down. Down right about there, and we're going to hit stretch. We still have stretch both sides highlighted, and we're going to start stretching it down. We'll stop there and move it back. Let's kind of move it around as needed. I'm going to move edit link parts, move our dashboard in a little bit. There we go. Get back to the steering wheel. Make sure you uncheck edit link parts so you can get the whole steering wheel. Bring it up. Cam down. I just don't want the steering rim to be all up on the seat. Right about there looks good. I'm going to go ahead and go to edit link parts. Uncheck stretch both sides. Go to stretch, and you can just I'm just going to adjust the steering column real quick just by highlighting the, whoops, there we go, get the red access, there we go, uncheck edit link parts, and I'm going to cam a little overhead. Oops. See how that sits in comparison to the seat. That's about the middle of our seat, so we're going to go and shift this over to about the middle of our seat, which is, yeah, that's about right. Select the wheel and shift and link it all together. Link. Now we're up to 28 prims on the land impact. Alright. And what you can do too is grab any of these accesses and move your car back and forth just to make sure you got, like, all the prims are all linked. And any prims that are unlinked will be left behind. And you just hit Control and tap Z to get your car back in the original spot before you moved it. Alrighty, I'm going to stand closer to it and get it a little resized, a little better for my body. It's pretty close, but I'm going to stretch it out just a little bit bigger, make it a little bigger. I'm going to just go straight to stretch, not stretch both sides, just a regular stretch, and I'm going to just pull on one of these white overall expanders, pull down on the other one, make sure the tires are touching our little driveway here, pull, pull, pull. Is that too big now? That's big enough. That's a good enough size right there for a car. Alright, so we got our car in our default texture, and now we're gonna go ahead and color and texture next. Some of the textures we're gonna be using are just inside of the library folder. And then for the windshield texture, that's going to be a really easy one. We're just going to make that blank. So we're going to go ahead and texture the car, and then we're going to put in the roof trim, and we're going to put in a special passenger sit ball that's also included in the accessories kit. By going to edit link prims, selecting, left click and select the front part of the vehicle, go to textures and click texture, and then just push blank like that. You go to the next part of the body and hit blank, blank, cam up, and we're just going to blank out. There we go. Cam to the inside. And just pick off everything and blank it. Blank. Blank. Click the floor. Oh, you can click one item, hold down shift, and then just left click on other parts. Like so. Blank. Blanks everything. I think we're missing one part. Yep. Get that one. Blank. There we go. Now we left a couple. Oops, almost forgot about that one. Trim right there. Blank. Now I have shine enabled for my viewer. So with this prim selected, I'm going to go to texture, diffuse, go down, There's bumpiness and shininess. Go to shininess, and I want this to shine really bright, so I'll push high, and there, as you can see, it takes on kind of a chrome texture. I'm going to click the steering wheel spokes right here and do the same thing. High shine, there we go. I'm going to click the steering wheel and we'll go back to texture, and we'll make it brown. It looks kind of more orange, but click the seats and give them a color of brown. This viewer's got like some kind of a lighting issue where things will look washed out. As you can see, it looks like a little orange, but it's really brown that I'm selecting. Click the dashboard as well, make it brown. Steering column, left click the first part, hold down shift and shift select the second part, and we'll go with black on that one. And then last two seat parts we'll go with brown. And select the floor, and we'll make the floor black. For the outside of the car, we'll go ahead and shift select the middle part of the body, the front, the middle, the rear, and the roof, and we'll go with the blue. Go with a little bit darker blue. That's good. And select the window prim, and we'll make that one aqua. And we'll go to transparency percent and we'll put in 40, and then click on the next tab, and that takes effect. Now our windows are see-through partially. Shift select the rear bumper, shift select the front bumper while holding down shift. Go into textures, go down into library, textures, go to miscellaneous textures. We'll go with gray metal scratched. Click OK. Now go to the headlight, and what we're going to do on that is we're actually going to get nice and close. We're going to click select face, and we're going to select right here, not the front but the side. We're going to click that, make sure we have that selected, left click, and then we're just going to go to transparency, and we're just going to type in 1 0 to add it to the other 0, and that face goes away. And I will click move, we click on that, and we'll make that one blank texture. Now on the rear, we'll move around to the rear one, and we'll do nearly the same. Click on select face, select not the rear but the side, which is going to select that whole tube, and just go right up to transparency and type in 1 0. There we go. And go back to move, left click again and ensure that you have that piece. Click texture, blank, okay, color, and red, and okay. And there's our tail lights. So far it's looking pretty good. Click the grill, go into texture, Go all the way down to your library folder, open that, open textures, scroll down to miscellaneous textures right here and select steel plate. Click OK. And if you want, we can click color and you can darken that with light gray or dark gray, or if you want, you can just click on the side here and bring it into a darker color. It doesn't look like it's very dark, but that's because of for some reason the lighting is an issue in here in my viewer. I don't know why. Okay, now for the tailpipe, select the tailpipe, and I would say you could use the same metal, the same textures we did the bumpers with. So as a shortcut, you can push and hold shift and shift select. Remember, while we're still in edit link prims, and if you click on that bumper, you'll see multiple. It shows the texture of the last prim selected. Click that and then just hit OK, and there we go. Now our tailpipe is the same texture as our bumper. We can go ahead and hit select face, select the inside, go to color, and we can darken that in a little bit for a better effect. Hit OK. Go back to move, and now we're going to click and shift select all of the tires. Right, and now go to texture, and now we're going to go into our accessories folder, and we're going to click wheel and hit OK. There's our wheels. And we're going to go to select face, and we're going to select the front of each cylinder, because it's no good having texture of the side of the wheel on the front of your wheel. For the treads, we need treads, so we're going to shift select while we have select face, and we're going to shift select each front of the wheels, and this is from the accessories kit. And once you have those all done, you click texture, scroll down, and you click tire treads and press OK. And they're sitting sideways, it looks like, so we're going to go ahead and come down to rotation degrees and edit. Just put in 90 and click the next tab. There we go. And we're going to go to vertical scale and just start clicking up to repeat the texture till it looks about right. That looks about good. That looks about good. Now we're going to select the face of the inside tire. So we're going to get a good position here and shift select each inner face of each tire. Go to color, and you can darken that down a bit, or just black it out completely. Hit black. OK. There we go. Now you don't see the rim on the underside. Looks like the inside of the wheels are in the shadows. Alright, that looks good. Now we're going to go ahead and start scripting the items. We'll go to move, start with the front wheel, and in the accessory kits for cars, you're going to bring out the front wheel script. And with the first front wheel selected, you're going to go ahead and drag and drop that front wheel script into it. Click on the rear and drag and drop the rear wheel script into it. Cam over and do the same thing. Front wheel script, rear wheel script, for the taillights, we're going to go ahead and drop in the headlight script. And for the headlights, we're going to drop in the headlight script, which is going to allow us to turn them on by clicking on the taillights or the headlights. Because we're driving, it'll be easier to click on the taillights. Select the tailpipe and drop in two scripts, smoky, which is going to start smoking in a couple moments. There it goes. And exhaust script is going to go in there as well. And when we start driving, I'm going to have to look and see which way the exhaust actually shoots out, because we might have to reflip that prim. What else do we have? The spin wheel script, that's where if you're using other prims like the Taurus or a sphere, and that'll spin the texture around. But for these cylinders, you can just use the front wheel and rear wheel scripts for those. And we need a convenient place for our horn, either the roof or the trunk. I'm going to go ahead and just select the trunk. And you're going to drop in touch for sound script. And you're going to drop in the horn sound. Double click and open up the sound script, and where it says your sound named here, you're going to highlight that and just type horn as you see it here, capital H and then lowercase ORN, and click save. And once it starts spinning and you get the green light and it says save, compile successful, save complete, go and click it off. And click out of edit and just try that. And that horn, that Dixie horn, is like 90% of vehicles in Second Life have that horn. Click the lights and see if they go full bright. Yep, they do. Click off. They're not going to throw light on the ground though, they're just going to go full bright. Okay. Looks like we're all textured up and we're ready for the roof trim, which we're going to go to our wand, our magic wand, select the square, toss that on the ground, and we're going to go ahead and click car engine unlockable, hold down shift and go and select starter. We don't really need the stop. That's an extra script, you don't really need it. And then drag and drop that into the roof trim. And we're just going to position this into place by putting it in the front seat. Cam up and get it centered left to right, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it forward just a little bit. Alright, well there's good, and then I'm just going to drop it down about halfway, about to where the green, about to where the y-axis line goes into the actual seat. That's about good. Alright, I'm going to go to textures and we're going to make this transparent. 1, 0, and the other 0 is already there. So now it's invisible, but it's still there. So go ahead, click the car, hold down shift, and click in the area where your root prim is and link. There we go. I'll just title this blue car. Okay. Alrighty. Now this has an unlockable feature. First we're going to go ahead and try it out. We're going to get in, click and select drive. Starts up, looks good. Looks like I have to pull the root prim back a little bit. We'll stand up. Go into edit. I'm going to go to rotate, and I'm just going to snap it to grid to make sure it didn't move any before we edit the root prim. There we go. Or you can come down here and just hit rotation and just type in the rotation 0000. Alright, I'm going to hit edit link prims, click on the root prim, pull it back some, uncheck edit link, and while edit is still selected, click drive. And looks like we can stand and come back a little bit more. And 0 rotation out. Okay. Edit link prims, grab that root prim and just slide it back a little bit more. Uncheck that, go ahead and sit in it. Let's get our hands into the steering a little bit. That's alright, at least we look like we're sitting in the right spot. Oop, and we go down. Now let's test this exhaust script. Is it in the right spot? Nope, it's not shooting out. Okay. Gonna stand. Okay. Gonna have to fix that exhaust pipe. And the way we're gonna do it is we're just gonna go ahead and grab edit. 0 the rotation of everything. Okay. Edit link prims, select the tailpipe. Select rotate, highlight the green, snap to grid, 180 degrees, and try it again. There we go. You see now that exhaust script is shooting out. We got exhaust shooting out, and while we're in idle, we have the smoky script making idle smoke. And you can't see them right now, but our wheels are rotating, as you can see. You can kind of see it there. Our front wheels are actually turning, which is something that the little green car did not have. That wasn't part of the features. Now our tires appear to be rolling, but people that we're passing by, people that are seeing us drive on the side of the road, and as we pass them by, they can better see our wheels moving. But they do, the textures are moving, and the wheels do appear to be propelling the car, as opposed to the car just rolling down the hill or rolling down the road. Now later you can have like a passenger script or a pose ball. You can probably put one of those in the passenger seat so your passengers can sit and enjoy a ride. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I think, yeah, I did. Okay, I did include that. All right. Here's a little extra piece we're going to do real quick. Now that we know everything else runs, 0 the rotation out. and you're going to bring out this ML random sit pose ball from your accessories kit and put that on the ground. Now when you put this on the ground, this pose ball is facing to the east, so it's the same as it's pointing the same direction as the front of the car. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just maneuver that onto the passenger seat. There we go, it's centered up left to right. And now we're just going to, you want this ball sitting about probably about halfway, about midway from front to back on the seat, like right about there is good. What was really cool about this random sit pose ball is, and you want it to be about that high up, almost like it's almost all the way up. Shift, select, and link that thing to your car. Now this ball has a bunch of different sit poses. I'll just show you by hitting edit link prims, highlighting that, and going to contents, and it'll load those contents, and you'll see in a minute. It's one script and tons of sit poses. There's a note card in there too. They're all full perm, so you could use these on other objects as well, like sofas and whatnot, because there's like sitting ground sits, there's couch sits, there's chair sits, yeah, and then regular sitting and knees up sitting. And the way that works is you can't pick what pose you're gonna get, so you just like the name applies, it's a random sit. So each time you get up from it and then you resit, you're gonna take a different sit on it. Just sit right here, and if you click right on it and sit, you'll take you'll sit in it. Even if you're the car owner, you won't automatically go to driving it. See here, it's like I look like I've been drinking too much and I'm coming home from trying not to have a hangover. And if you stand up, and you get camera oriented here, we click on the ball, and now we're going to take a different sit on it. Now we're laying to the side, legs all out, hanging out the car. So this random sit pose can give you some really hilarious sits for your passenger as you're driving around. And in case you get like how I am right now, I'm stuck in the car, I can't move, I can't jump, all you gotta do is just right click on the vehicle, click edit, and then just move the car off to the side, and there you go, and now freed up from being trapped. So there's considerably a bit more to this than to this car as opposed to the green car, but this one looks more like an actual car compared to the green one. Let me bring the green one back out. I'm not sure what the heck I did with that green car. Was it in projects? No. It might have been at the end of probably at the end of my build folder. No, it's not. Okay. There it is. Okay. There's a side-by-side comparison of the lime green car we made and now this unlockable car. One heck of a difference. And then later on, when we start building even more detailed cars than this blue one, we're going to compare the blue one with those other cars. And we'll probably throw in the green car too, just to really show how far we've come. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Queenie Meow, and we're going to check the unlock feature on this vehicle. This vehicle has an unlock feature. It's not just a lock or unlock feature, but it's really like a three-way. It's a three-way lock feature where you can, as owner of the car, you can lock it and unlock it for friends, or there's a third switch which involves you going into the script, and I'll show you exactly. All you got to do is you change one word, and anybody can come and drive off of the car. Which if you're making this in a sandbox, you wanna, I think as default, as a default feature, when you drop the script in, I believe the car is automatically locked, and you actually have to do the unlocking yourself. So I think I'm gonna bring on Queenie Meow, and we're gonna see. But yeah, if you're making this car, and you're messing around with the unlock feature, you definitely want to be careful if you're in a crowded area like a sandbox, because there's quite a bit of people that will come walking by and they'll try and sit on your stuff. You try and either take off with it or get in your way. I usually just mute them or block them, and some people they'll get into big arguments with people, but I don't have time for that crap. Just mute and block. Sometimes I'll say something smart ass, but then I'll usually follow it up with an immediate mute. But alright, I'm gonna go get Queenie Meow and be right back. Whoops, I got echo on my hold on. Okay. I had to turn off her speaker because it was causing an echo. There's Queenie Meow. She looks quite a bit different from the last time we saw her, but I've had her get some of her the freebie stuff, freebie shopping, so she looks considerably different, and her face is really oddly lit. I need to get her put her face light on. She's looking real shady. Okay, so I'm gonna go into her viewer, which I had to have her log on in Singularity because I'm on Firestorm, and Firestorm's a fat beast that'll, like I said, it's really heavy to run. So I'm gonna zap on into, oh, she's mooning y'all. Let me go ahead and bring up her viewer. There we go. And let's see. Now see if she's not the owner of either of these cars. So if she tries to drive this one, it just tells her you're not the owner of this vehicle. If she tries to drive the blue one, yep, congratulations for trying, but I'm still not moving. Okay. So by default, you will not be able to drive, by default, somebody coming up will not be able to just take off with that car. Now to unlock it, we're going to go ahead and go back into our viewer. Oh, we have could not find sound alarm. Okay, so there's an alarm sound actually of somebody who gave, that must have been the unlockable car. The unlockable car is got is that one got an alarm? I didn't know that has an alarm. Drive. Yeah, it sure does. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-list the, I think I won't have to delete that listing. I think I can add to it. I'm gonna add the alarm to that listing. It looks like it just said alarm sound. I'm gonna go ahead and do that after this video, so when y'all get your free kits, you'll have that alarm. And the alarm will just be in, the alarm will come in right here in this folder. Race up to the folder. It will be in the unlockable car scripts and sounds. It'll be here. I'm surprised it didn't come in, that I didn't get that sound when I pulled the rest of this out. Some of this stuff over the years, it gets like torn up by other people that have it, and then they send it out and it's missing half the stuff. But I'm gonna put that alarm in there, so I wonder what that sounds like. I'm gonna have to hunt down that alarm sound. I got a bunch of these old style prim cars, so I'm sure I can find it. Okay, so for the unlockable, to unlock the car for your friends to drive, all you do is you hit \3 and then space and then unlock in local chat. Bring it up. See, now it says blue car unlocked. The blue car is unlocked now, and if we go back to Queenie Meow, now she's able to drive it. So that's how you, how your friends as non-vehicle owners, or it's how you as the owner of the vehicle can unlock it for your friends who might want to go riding or driving, and then you can sit in the passenger seat like so. I'm sitting kind of high up in that seat. But anyways, that's how you can be the passenger if you get tired. It shot me out of there like a cannon. So that's how you can tell your friends, you can drive me home, go ahead. That's how you unlock it. And then when they get done driving, actually let me go ahead and have her move it so you can see that it is unlocked. Roll back her camera. That's what's cool about these. Some vehicle scripts have you at a fixed position. This one actually you can roll the camera back and forth so you can move the camera accordingly. And as you can see, she can move the car and she can drive it around, where she wasn't able to earlier. If she don't hit us, she's a good driver though. There we go. And once she gets done, she stands up out of it. I'm going to bring her around. And when she gets done driving, we don't want anybody else to run off with this car, so we're just going to hit \3 space and lock and enter. \3, or is it locked? Okay, \3 LUCK, no spaces. Backspace 3 UNLOCK, no spaces. Okay, there's no spaces in it. Sometimes those channels get kind of confusing. So it's backspace 3 and then LUCK, no spaces, and locked. And if we go back to her, try to get in it. Nope, she's not able to drive it. Now it's locked. It's under lock and key now. Now I'm going to show you the third way to lock up this vehicle. We're still getting the alarms. Man, it's giving us a bunch of like, hey, you ain't got no alarm sound. The third way to unlock this vehicle is only if you have the full permissions over the script. And what you do is open it up, double click it, and right here where it says on the 5th line, it says integer locked equals true. You're gonna click just past it and remove it, backspace. Be careful not to take out that the semicolon, and you're gonna type capital FALSE, false, and it's gonna show up blue just like it had the word true. And then you're gonna hit save, and you're gonna get the confirmed light, the green light that says everything's successful, save complete. And now anybody that comes up to this car can take it. Now that means we've turned off the lock feature. And as you can see, Queenie Meow is not getting a message. We just previously locked the car and she had the message that it wasn't moving, and now she's free to take the car. So you want to be careful if you're messing around with that. You want to be careful that you're not leaving your vehicles open for theft. I mean, if they get dropped in a land like this sim that we're on right now doesn't have any auto return policy, and if your vehicle ends up being stuck in a place like this, it won't it won't be sent back to your LAN. So if it's in a spot where there's no auto return policy, your car will not be returned back to you. If it is returned back to you, it'll be in your lost and found. Now, somewhere there's a beacon script that I have on my first video. That black Shelby Cobra GT500 has the beacon script where it actually will tell you what sim it's on and the GPS coordinates. I'm going to go back into this car. I'm going to bring back up the script and an integer locked equals. I'm going to backspace false and put capital T R U E. And I'm going to save. Oh, this script is from March 20th, 2006. It was by Kayla Stonecutter, Drifting Thoughts car script. So I want to give a shout out to Kayla Stonecutter for writing this script back then. And we're still using it today to make really well driven vehicles. She's going to, Quinn Emile's going to jump back in the car, and now you can see it's relocked once again. So a couple different ways to lock it. I mean, the second way to lock it is only if you have full permissions over the script. If the script says no modify, you won't be able to do that. And like if you use this set to build a car, then your customers are going to have to rely on the they're going to have to use the \3 unlock and lock to unsecure and secure the vehicle. Locked. Backspace 3 UNLOCK unlock. There you go. As you can see right down here in the chat, local chat, it says blue car lock. Let me kill these other conversations as they're getting on our way. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Builder's Brewery, why you still jump? Oh, I guess that's the last. That was the last. Okay, blue car unlocked. Backspace 3 lock, and now you can see it coming up. That's not how it's supposed to come up. Unlock. There you go. You see it right up under my name here. It says unlocked. Backspace 3 LOCK locked. \3 unlocked. And just lock it up again. There we go. So that doggone alarms, I'm gonna have to find that alarm. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take a pause. I'm gonna pause the video to look for that alarm sound and throw it in there so we can hear what that sounds like. I'm sure it's lying around in one of these vehicles. Definitely. Kill that chat. Now, unfortunately, I could not find the alarm sound. So what I did was I actually opened up Audacity and I made my own alarm sound. And I'm going to go ahead and click edit and just drop that into the root prim. So I made my own alarm sound and it's pretty freaking loud. There we go. I just looked up alarm sound effects on YouTube and got it from there, which I'm going to show. I'm going to show that as well later on too, how to make your own vehicle sounds. So before we test this alarm, I want to warn you to maybe lower your speakers, or if you're wearing headphones, please lower them, because this thing, it's not mega loud, but it's loud enough that it'll probably hurt your ears. So go ahead and turn down the volume of your speakers or your headphones, and we're going to see what this alarm sounds like. Right now. That is freaking loud. When I made this in, now for those of you who don't know what Audacity is, Audacity is basically, it's like the GIMP or Photoshop, but the audio version, where you can mix different sounds and stuff. I took it into Audacity and I recorded it, and then I just amplified it up by 20%. Like on the bar that shows the sound waves, there wasn't even any sound waves at all. It was just a big blue like swatch. So I probably could have amped it up louder, but I figured that would be loud enough to scare the heck out of anybody who's trying to take your car. But man, that's fun. I want to play that again, but I'm not gonna. I think once is enough. I'm gonna play with it. Probably after the video, but I think for my viewers, you only want to go through that once. But so now that car is complete, and I'm going to go into, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and bring up, let me see if I can bring up marketplace listings, and I'm going to go ahead and, okay, there's that. I'm going to see if maybe I can just copy and paste. Copy, and can I just paste that into the marketplace listings? Let's see. The action will change the active account of this listing. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. Okay, there we go. So the alarm's in there. It's full perm. And now we're going to just close that up, and I'm going to edit the listing because I want to make sure that it is active. This is the new way you upload stuff to marketplace. You used to have to open up a web browser, but now everything's done in World, which okay, this is active. Okay, that's good. It's active status. I guess it said it may change it, but alright, so I just update. Successfully updated. Okay. Yeah, X that out, X that out. Okay. Well, that was really easy. So now that alarm is in the unlockable car scripts folder. That's for free. I don't even know if I could say it's for sale because it's not even. It doesn't even cost one linden. It's free. And I'm gonna put I want to do. What's a plane? I'm gonna put together a plane kit, a helicopter kit, and a boat kit. And I'm going to show how to make those. Those will be the next videos after these cars. I mean, after this car. What was I doing with this? But this is some alarm kit. But this is some alarm kit that I had. But these alarms just stink. They're not loud. They're not very loud, and they're not long enough. Alright, so that's get out of here notice. So that's how to build a little bit. Oh, don't crash. I think we're gonna crash. Are we crashing? Screen froze. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Oh, phew. Man, I thought we were going to crash. Dadgum Firestorm. Well, Dadgum Second Life is pretty heavy as it is. I mean, no matter what viewer you're in. And like the beginning of this video, we're crashing trying to fly that helicopter. I got a hoverboard too. I'm going to probably put together a hoverboard video as well. How to make a hoverboard. Or, well, I don't want to say skateboard because it's not really touching the ground. But you know, we could probably make a car with the... we could probably make a skateboard with the car script and putting the skate pose instead of the the generic driving pose. But so now we've evolved, folks. We came from making a simple toy wagon type car to making something that actually looks like a car now. So move on from here, and our cars will get better and better and more detailed and more features. I'll show you how to put a color change script in. There's a color change feature where you can change the color of the car just by clicking on it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit edit, and you can follow along on this too. Select face, and let's select the inside of the car. Go to texture, color, and select that as brown too. There we go. That matches up a little nicer. There we are. I know it looks orange, but it's supposed to be brown. I don't know why some of these viewers have a washed out. They got a washed out appearance on the colors. Wait. You know what? Dadgum, we did hit orange. I didn't mean to hit orange. Brown. There we go. That's better. I don't know why the heck I hit orange for. Because the rest of the interior color was throwing me off. Dadgum it. There we go. That steering wheel looks like it has a shine on it, even though there's no shine selected for that. There's only a shine on the center and the horn. The horn button and the steering wheel spoke is shine. Now I would have put shine on the rest of the car, but on flat surfaces, shine just makes it kind of look dark. Shine is best used on curved surfaces like spheres, or what else? Spheres, toruses, tubes. Yeah, tubes. Cylinders are okay with shine. Cylinders are okay with shine. Of course, you don't want a shiny tailpipe, or well, maybe a shiny tailpipe if you had a really nice looking car. This is just about like an average commuter car, so we're not going to go too fancy with the exhaust. But alright, so I'm going to go ahead and and then the most important part of your build, of course, is to right click and select take. And go to inventory, and I'm going to drop this in the same area as the green car is. Scroll all the way down. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to go to recent items, open up the objects tab where our car is. I'm going to select the car with the left mouse click and hold. Go to select the all items tab and drop it in. Okay, I lost it. And okay, wait, where the heck was the green car at? Now I forgot where. Oh, it was in our inventory. That's right. It was stuck in our inventory, not the building folder. So what I'll do is I'll just roll up recent items and just select it and just bring it right into the inventory. There it is. And drag and re-res it on the ground. There we go. Takes a little bit for the actual textures to come up. There we go. They're coming in. There we go. Now they're fully rezzed in. You pick up the green car and delete that. Pick that up and delete our workboard. And that's it for how to build an unlockable car in Second Life, and a little bit more detailed one than the considerably more detailed than the green one. And we can add a lot more detail to this, but I wanted to keep the prim count under 31 just to show how the basic a traditional Prim cars made in NSL, and then next time we'll mess around with the over 32 Prim glitch in Second Life. So, ooh, a little bit of fist pumping on from my avatar there. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, and it was considerably longer because the extra stuff we had to do, just as far as building. Me and Queenie Meow are gonna go ahead and get out of here, but if you like this video, then you know what to do. Make your daddy proud and like, rate, and subscribe this video like you mean it. And until next time, this is Thomas XSL and Queenie Meow saying take care. And you may have to turn off your AO too when you get in the car, because there we go. Now I'm taking a driving pose. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. I have no idea where the heck I'm going. I'm just driving in the mainlands. Hopefully I won't hit no red band lines and crash. Take care, everybody. Have fun. Woo! And we did manage to hit a band line and get stuck. Sorry, Queenie. Don't look at me like that.